You have seen Terminator 2 dozens of times. You know the chase scenes, you know the one-liners, and you definitely remember the guns. But there are 20 small firearm details hidden throughout this 1991 classic that you almost certainly missed. This video examines firearms strictly as historical movie props and within a film analysis context. It is not about real-world use, tactics, or instruction. Don't forget to give us like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of our videos. Starting at number 20, every firearm in Terminator 2 went through extensive safety modifications before appearing on camera. The props department removed flash hiders and adapted all guns to fire blanks only. This followed Screen Actors Guild rules to make sure no live rounds ever made it onto the set. 3 versions of most hero guns existed throughout production. One for live blank firing in close-up shots, one rubber version for stunt work and tossing during action sequences, and one highly detailed hero prop for beauty shots and promotional materials. James Cameron had developed a reputation for being careful about on-set safety throughout his career, and these modifications became standard practice in Hollywood after this film. The props team worked with professional armorers to ensure every cycling action and reload looked authentic on camera while keeping the cast and crew safe during complex action scenes. Fan communities have pointed out that this attention to practical detail helped Terminator 2 become a landmark film without any firearms accidents during the challenging production schedule. Next time you watch, pay attention to how smoothly every gun cycles. Number 19 takes us to the steel mill finale, where the T-800 fires his Winchester Model 1887 shotgun against the T-1000. The gun used 10-gauge shells in the film, which are larger than the more common 12-gauge rounds found in most shotguns. This creative choice gave the visual effects team bigger impacts to show on screen when the T-800 blasts the liquid metal villain. The larger shell size also reduced the recoil problems for Schwarzenegger during filming, because the blanks could be loaded with less powder, while still creating impressive muzzle flash and visual drama. The prop department made this decision early in pre-production to help the T-800 look extremely powerful when blasting holes through the regenerating T-1000. Number 18 brings us to the Cyberdyne shootout, where Sarah Connor fires her Colt CAR-15 carbine against security forces. Linda Hamilton fires in controlled 3-round bursts throughout the entire scene. The Model 653 variant she carries has the selector switch set to burst fire mode, and Hamilton trained extensively with firearms instructors to make her trigger discipline look completely authentic on screen. This small detail shows audiences that Sarah has transformed into a trained fighter since the first film. She knows how to conserve her ammunition and maintain accuracy under extreme pressure during combat situations. For number 17, here is the detail you almost certainly missed. The T-1000's Beretta 92 FS pistol makes a suppressed sound effect during the hospital shootout, even though absolutely no silencer is attached to the gun anywhere. Sound designers pulled this specific audio from stock library effects to make the liquid metal assassin seem more sneaky and dangerous to audiences. In real life, a Beretta 92 FS firing 9mm ammunition is extremely loud and would echo throughout any building. The quiet sounds were added entirely in post-production to create mood and tension for this particular scene. This audio trick has been used in many Hollywood films since then to make certain villainous characters seem more threatening and stealthy when stalking their prey. If you notice when movies nail the details or completely miss them, this is the kind of channel to subscribe to. Number 16 shows the T-1000 during the intense helicopter chase sequence over the Los Angeles freeway. While piloting the chopper and pursuing the heroes, the character sprouts extra arms made of liquid metal to reload an MP5K submachine gun simultaneously. This remarkable scene used practical effects with hidden puppeteering rigs rather than the computer graphics available at the time. The reload motion is smooth and fluid, showing the polyalloy villain can perform multiple complex actions at once without any difficulty. The sound designers added metallic morphing noises to sell the effect completely. Fan communities have called this moment genius character design because it demonstrates exactly how dangerous a shape-shifting machine can actually be in combat. You probably never thought about why this scene works so well until now. Number 15 focuses on the hybrid pistol. The T-800 carries in the rose box alongside his Winchester shotgun. This gun combines a Colt Series 70 frame with a Detonics-style compact slide for reduced size. The custom build makes the pistol smaller and easier to conceal while still firing powerful .45 ACP ammunition effectively. An extended slide mount holds a laser sight, which deliberately calls back to the long slide hardballer from the first Terminator film in 1984. Gun enthusiasts have noted this is a very specific custom configuration that you would absolutely never notice during regular viewing unless you knew exactly what to look for. At number 14, the M79 grenade launcher the T-800 uses to breach the Cyberdyne doors shows accurate single-shot reloading procedures that most viewers would miss. The T-800 breaks open the launcher like a shotgun, removes the spent casing from the chamber, inserts a new 40mm round carefully, and snaps it closed for firing. This Vietnam-era weapon required this exact loading procedure in real-life military operations. Many action films completely skip over reload sequences entirely for pacing reasons, but Cameron specifically kept this detail to ground the science fiction story in military reality. Number 13 takes us back to that incredibly iconic minigun scene outside the Cyberdyne building. The M134 that the T-800 uses to shred police cars is actually the exact same physical prop from the 1987 film Predator, where it was called Ol' Painless by Jesse Ventura's character. The production team saved considerable money by recycling this expensive prop from the studio warehouse. Both films starred Arnold Schwarzenegger in lead roles, which created an unintentional but amusing connection between the two movies. If you have seen Predator, you were looking at the exact same prop in both films. This Easter egg loosely ties the Predator and Terminator cinematic universes together in an unofficial way. Number 12 highlights the layered sound design work on Sarah Connor's Remington 870 pump-action shotgun throughout the film. Every single time she cycles the action, the audio team stacked multiple separate recordings of the pump mechanism together in the mix. This technique creates a much more powerful and intimidating sound than a real shotgun actually makes when being racked. The famous pump action noise you hear in movies is almost always enhanced this way. That sound you associate with someone getting serious about a confrontation is actually multiple recordings stacked together. Sound mixers have used this approach for decades to give shotguns that extra punch in the audio mix. Number 11 points out that the T-1000's Beretta has inconsistent sound effects throughout different sections of the film. Sometimes the pistol sounds suppressed and quiet, while other times it has a much louder and more realistic report that matches an actual handgun. This happened because the sound team used different library effects in different scenes to match the mood. The tense mall escape sequence uses the quieter audio to add suspense and tension, while action-heavy scenes use louder gunfire to match the energy and chaos of combat situations. For number 10, the T-800 fires more shots from his Winchester 1887 lever action shotgun than the gun can actually hold in its magazine tube. The standard capacity is 5 rounds in the tube magazine, plus 1 in the chamber for 6 total shots before requiring a reload. In the steel mill finale, the T-800 fires well beyond this count, without any visible reloading during the combat. This is a classic Hollywood continuity choice where the drama of continuous action matters more than strict technical accuracy to firearms experts watching at home. Number 9 covers Sarah Connor's CAR-15 setup at the Cyberdyne facility assault. The rifle is specifically a Model 653 variant with a 1-style sights on the upper receiver. This made the gun visually consistent with special operations weapons from the 1980s that audiences would recognize from news coverage and other military films. If you served in the military or know someone who did, you would recognize the configuration as military-grade hardware immediately. The rifle uses standard NATO specification magazines, which Sarah swaps out efficiently during the extended firefight sequence, showing her tactical training and preparation for this mission. Number 8 reveals the T-1000's interesting habit of picking up new firearms throughout the entire film. Because the liquid metal assassin cannot form complex mechanical parts internally using its mimetic polyalloy composition, it must acquire real guns from human victims it encounters. Every time the T-1000 copies a new person, it takes their weapon for its own use. The Beretta 92 FS it uses most often comes from police officers it has killed or copied during its relentless pursuit. This clever detail explains why a shape-shifting machine made of advanced liquid metal would even bother carrying conventional firearms at all instead of forming weapons from its own body. Number 7 brings us back to the Colt and Detonics hybrid pistol for some additional examination. The extended slide on this custom 1911 pattern gun was designed to mount period-accurate laser sighting equipment that was cutting-edge for 1991. The prop builders created this configuration to visually reference the EO-Siam first film while giving the T-800 a more compact sidearm for his protection mission. The attention to detail in building a functional prop from two different pistol platforms shows how seriously the weapons department took their important craft. For number 6, the M79 grenade launcher scene actually contains a technical inaccuracy that military fans have debated extensively for years online. The T-800 fires the 40mm grenade from roughly 10 feet away from the target door. In real life, this would be dangerously close because of the explosive backblast and potential shrapnel hazards. Military personnel and veterans have pointed out that the minimum safe distance for an M79 is significantly greater than what the film depicts. However, fans defend this creative choice by noting that a combat cyborg would certainly be durable enough to survive such close-range weapon use without sustaining damage. Number 5 takes us to the exciting Cyberdyne escape sequence, where the T-800 uses the handheld M134 Minigun against responding police. This weapon normally requires vehicle mounting because it weighs approximately 85 pounds and needs external electrical power to spin the multiple barrels. The prop version was modified to spin considerably slower for safety reasons during filming on the actual set. The massive backpack the T-800 wears contains a belt-fed ammunition supply, but absolutely no reloading is ever shown during the scene because the continuous fire effect was more dramatically important than strict technical accuracy to the weapon's actual operation. Number 4 focuses on Sarah Connor's Remington 870 shotgun with its distinctive top-folding stock configuration. This modification allows the shotgun to be stored in a much more compact space when not in use, fitting Sarah's character perfectly as a guerrilla fighter who needs portable weapons for quick deployment, anywhere. Linda Hamilton trained extensively with this specific gun over several weeks to make the pumping action and shell loading look natural and effortless on camera. The folding stock came from Choate Machine and Tool, a real American company that makes tactical accessories for shotguns and rifles. For number 3, the T-1000's Beretta 92 FS represents an interesting and deliberate character choice by the filmmakers. This pistol was adopted by the United States military as the M9 service pistol in 1985, making it the standard sidearm across all branches of the armed forces. By having the T-1000 use police and military-issue firearms throughout the film, the story reinforces its disguise as a legitimate law enforcement officer. If you watched this film in 1991, you would have immediately recognized this as the standard sidearm carried by cops and soldiers across the entire country at the time. Number 2 brings us to the famous Rosebox shotgun reveal at the Galleria shopping mall. When the T-800 pulls his Winchester 1887 from a box of roses, the petals scatter dramatically across the scene in slow motion. This prop was a fully functional blank firing gun carefully hidden in a custom-built container by the props department. Production notes confirm this scene cleverly references the band Guns N' Roses, whose song You Could Be Mine appeared prominently in the film and its music video featuring Schwarzenegger himself. The Rosebox also creates striking visual poetry, something beautiful concealing something deadly inside. The T-800 crushes the flowers without any hesitation whatsoever, showing its mechanical nature and single-minded focus on protecting John Connor from the T-1000. And number 1, the most famous gun detail in the entire film, is the Winchester Model 1887's custom large loop lever modification. In the biker bar scene near the beginning, Schwarzenegger performs a one-handed flip-cock reload that became instantly iconic in action cinema history. The standard 1887 has a much smaller lever loop that would make this move completely impossible for a human to perform safely. The prop department at Stembridge Gun Rentals enlarged the loop specifically so the cycling action could work smoothly during the flip maneuver. This modification paid tribute to old Western films like The Rifleman, where similar lever flips became famous with audiences decades earlier. The sawed-off barrel and removed trigger guard made the prop considerably lighter for quick handling in close-quarters combat. 3 different versions of this gun existed for different shooting requirements throughout production. Fan communities have pointed out that only a machine with robotic precision and superhuman wrist strength could actually perform this reload safely, making it the perfect visual detail to show audiences that the T-800 is no ordinary person. These 20 details show exactly why Terminator 2 remains a landmark in action cinema more than 3 decades after its original release. James Cameron and his props team created firearms that felt completely real while serving the story perfectly. Every modification and sound choice had clear purpose behind it. Watch the film again knowing these details and see how many you can spot for yourself.